Welcome to the Trudy Lite Show with your host, international celebrity life coach to the stars, Trudy Lite.
Hi boys and girls. It seems like everyone's writing to me about food. This email's from Piet in Feyenoord, Holland.
Dear Miss Lite,
No need to be so formal. Just call me Trudy.
I am a sales manager in a city centre shoe store. I have a spouse.
I've no idea what that is, but I'm sure there must be a cream for it.
And we have a baby. The thing is, Trudy, may I call you Trudy?
Yes, of course. I already told you that you can. Oh, I see. You wrote this before.
I like to drink my wife's breast milk, but I like to think of myself as vegan. Trudy, in your opinion, is breast milk vegan? After all, it is a product from an animal, isn't it?
Well, Piet, it's good to know that your wife's an animal. Lucky you. But is breast milk vegan or non-vegan? Well, there are two sides to every story. Except West Side Story, of course. That's just about the West Side. Now, we don't want to get bogged down in the science, but my view is animals don't consent to being killed for their meat or hides, or exploited by humans for their milk, eggs or wool. When was the last time you saw a sheep working with a crack team of lawyers signing a consent form for wool in triplicate? Whereas if your wife's happy to let you drink her breast milk, then I think my millions of viewers all over the world and elsewhere will agree that you're in the clear vegan-wise. So just make sure you ask her first, and then you can slurp to your heart's content. My best friend Dita's always telling me that she's lactose intolerant, which seems a bit harsh on all those poor athletes who are disabled and lactose. Now that I've helped you with your question, Piet, maybe you can help me with some of mine. In your country, is it true that people go around dipping their fingers in dikes? And what do the dikes think about that? And do twins in your country really talk double Dutch? And do your footballers get a Dutch cap every time they play for the national team? And what do you call it when you go halves for a meal with your partner? While I await your reply, I have a major announcement for my millions of viewers all over the world and elsewhere. After 17 years of being vegan, I've decided to give it all up and start eating dead animals, eggs and dairy products. Now I know my millions of vegan viewers all over the world and elsewhere will be very upset about this, but if you'll just let me tell you my 5 golden reasons, I'm sure you'll understand why I've made this momentous decision. First, eating meat is the reason why the human race is intelligent. Meat is brain food. That's right, isn't it? I know there are not that many lions in Mensa, but ask yourself, when did you see a herbivore? A giraffe, say, on University Challenge. You see what I mean? Secondly, if we didn't produce farm animals for meat, they wouldn't be born at all. It's obvious that farm animals not being born to produce food for humans would be an unmitigated disaster. You've got to feel sorry for them, haven't you? Not being born and all. You see what I mean? Thirdly, plants have feelings too. It's been scientifically proven that vegetables scream when they are picked, plucked or prodded. Proved by no less an authority than Prince Charles, apparently. You see what I mean? Reason number 4. All vegans end up weak and skinny. That's right, isn't it? Look, I know there are elephants and buffaloes and hippos and gorillas, all of them vegans, but You see what I mean? And reason number 5. It's normal in nature for animals to kill other animals. Now, I know that it's normal in nature for many male animals to try to have sex with every female of their species they come across, and not just in Essex. And in some species, it's normal in nature for the female to eat the male after having sex, and not just in Essex. It's also normal in nature for animals to shit anywhere and everywhere, so maybe we all ought to start doing that too, and not just in Essex. The thing is, animals don't have self-awareness the way you and I do, and that means I can make a choice, and I've just made one. You know I love animals. Oh, where was I? Oh yes. So, after thinking it through, I've decided I'm staying vegan. Oh, while I've been talking to you, my inbox has been going crazy. I've been getting a flurry of emails from my millions of viewers all over the world and elsewhere asking me about the vegan diet. This one's from Hank in Dog River, Saskatchewan, in Canada.
My friend talked to me about him being vegetarian, and he says that he would never eat anything with eyes. But he eats potatoes, and potatoes have eyes, so don't that mean that he ain't really vegetarian?
Well, Hank, a potato is part of a plant, specifically a tuber. Although how some people manage to get a nice tune out of one is beyond me. And the general rule is that eating plants is okay, because I don't think those sort of eyes count. Secondly, zucchini has got at least 2 eyes in it, and that's definitely from a plant too. Although courgettes don't have any eyes in them, do they? But I'd rather you didn't confuse the matter. This email is from my vegan friend Heather in Hove in England.
Why, aye, Trudy. I love aubergine, but my American friend says they're called eggplants that side of the Atlantic. Should I be worried, pet?
No, Heather, aubergine or eggplant is fine. The clue's in the word plant. We've already covered this. I wish you'd pay attention. They're just egg-shaped, silly. Like rubber plants are called rubber plants because they're shaped like condoms. Oh, another one. This one's from someone calling themselves Jez, who says he wants to remain anonymous because he's the most famous TV presenter in the world.
Trudy, despite my carefully cultivated, pathetic macho posturing and general impression of being a complete tosser, in my private life I'm actually a caring, compassionate vegan who loves nothing better than cycling and rescuing wounded animals. I just need your advice about whether kidney beans actually have any kidney in them, because when all's said and done, I'm not very bright.
Don't worry, Jez. You're fine with the kidney-shaped beans. And not only that, those flageolet beans just have to be fun too, don't they? Although there are some people who have a little bit too much fun with their food. Take this email I had earlier from someone calling themselves Tessa.
Dear Trudy, my husband started spending hours on his computer. So whilst he was taking the bins out, I checked his search history and found he's been visiting food porn websites. I was very unsettled sitting down to dinner with a man who had just been wanking over www.wivesdoitwithasausage.com, especially as we were having toad in the hole.
Tessa goes on to tell me that she gave up in the end and had a cheese and pickles sandwich instead. Well, Tessa, I would suggest you try Italian, but I can only imagine your husband's reaction when you're biting on a breadstick, sucking in spaghetti, or munching on meatballs. So, all things considered, I advise you to play it safe and go vegan like me. Then explain to your hubby that there are certain things that he should never dip in the hummus, and that the expression finger food means something different to what he might imagine. And also, just because they're called crudités is no excuse for any shenanigans. Oh, I've got another one. This one's from Vanessa in London.
Dear Trudy, do you ever consult international celebrity life coaches to the stars yourself?
You're joking, aren't you? Do you think I'd take any notice of that kind of fake rubbish? And talking of Steve Bannon, see you next time. And remember, keep it light.
If you've been affected by any of the issues in this programme, you probably need a good stuffing. I recommend sage and onion.